The tomb of Duran Eikinskjaldi. These dwarven names. The tomb of Duran Eikinskjaldi. Yes, that sounds correct. About correct. And then I've got a huge number of letters wrong there. Who cares? It's Eikinskjaldi for me. The dwarves of the Eikinskjaldi clan need to recover Duran Eikinskjaldi's skull to prove their clan in the lordship of Joruvelier, but Duran's tomb has fallen prey to a band of gnomish raiders. No, the raiders! Not the raiders! They are tomb raiders, no. I thought this game would only have one race per planet, but apparently, well, you know, civilization maybe would be a better word than a race. Even though even that is pretty ambiguous. I mean, how do you define a civilization? Questions that will never be that are for philosophers to think about. Duran's tomb has fallen to a gnomish raiders, tomb raiders. You evil, greedy gnomes. Yes. Don't you know that there is more to life than just our jewelry of dead, deceased? The Eikinskjaldi clan from Joruvelier has hired us to recover the skull of Duran. The skull. His descent. Yes, well... does it really prove it? I mean, they could have been tomb raiders, let's call it, to the hands. To Duran's hands. Yes, something like that. No, not to Duran, from Eikinskjaldi clan. Okay. Whatever. We shouldn't question anything. It's... Retrieve Duran Eikinskjaldi's skull, and Durstone and Buckler must survive. Again with so many main characters sort of thing. So many clans and stuff that we are playing as. Or it could still be the same clan, but I'm just not following the story that well and not understanding it. These feel like, again, this feels like it's separate, sort of. Well, if not its own story, then at least side-tracking from some sort of a major storyline, if there is one. I'm not certain. I would guess not. It doesn't really feel like it yet. Durstone and Buckler. Okay, there they are. I didn't get into very good positions, it seems. Gnomish raiders looting the tomb. Bad news. Attack! Why aren't you attacking? The idiot! The ceiling of his antechamber bears a mosaic depicting a dwarven noble with gold armor and a huge axe. Fit for a chieftain. I can't remember what kinds of voices I had for them. I always forget the voices unless I have a lot of experience with the character, then I might remember them. The recruit is the melee infantry unit of a gnomish civilization. It is the most basic military unit available for it. Recruits can be trained at the barracks. Also with some sort of a beard and facial hair and stuff. And a big nose. You kind of look like dwarves actually too. Like those humans in the Wyrmsun campaign too. Well, maybe not them that much, but... Maybe you have a bit of a different facial hairstyle. But that shouldn't be the only way to distinguish between fantasy races. Whatever. Who cares? Durston and Buckler. You will die, or else you will die, recruits. I do wonder how many recruits they will put me up against. Ah, there is a potion of healing. I might want to use it. Sure, let's be sure. What are you doing? You're not supposed to do that. I don't want you to attack without my orders. Without me telling you to. Now, let's do it like this. Now we have 2 against 1 here. Excellent, excellent. This is how it should go. Now then. Ah, you. You! My mortal enemy, Ruberzal. You should know that you are doomed. You were doomed from the moment you set your feet in my way. The skeletons of a female dwarf, Duran's wife Gnasis, I suppose. There's a book on this table. A merchant contacts that the leader used to sell off the tomb's artifacts are written on it. Wait a minute. Should we look at it? Apparently not. And why do you always take the path on top of potions? I want to use them when I want to use them. Yes, that makes a lot of sense. I want to use them when I want to use them. Because I'm all that matters. All that matters is I, me and myself. It's actually me, myself and I. That's how the saying goes, I believe. But who cares? It's me, myself and I. Who were having a good stroll around the dungeon. Where's Duran's skeleton? Let us bring his skull back to the Aikin Skjaldis for a nice reward. Wait a minute, I wasn't finished. How about adding another objective of actually getting out of the tomb that way? If I want to tomb raid some more, then... whatever! Who cares? I killed 9 out of 10, apparently. Well, only 1 left. It wasn't a big deal. Maybe some more scriptures of unknown power. Also, we're waiting for my reading them. The bearding of throwing axes by extending the bottom of their blades is an innovation which makes them more deadly when thrown. +1 damage for scouts and griffin riders. I guess we'll take that too. Who cares? Okay. Do I feel like playing another one of these? Let's see. 2 dwarven technology points. That's decent, I guess. A gnomish monarch arrives at a small border outpost led by Ragnar, asking that his clan craft a special scepter for him. Yes. By the way, weren't we just at odds with the gnomes? It seems a bit weird, but... maybe they aren't all that bad. I mean... whatever. I mean, there are thieves in every civilization, probably, that has ever lived. I don't know if that's always been the case. Actually, you know, probably from some animal tests we could, from apes. Yes, apes. There. We should test with apes how that works. When do apes have steal from each other? Do they really feel like they have... I shouldn't ask about feelings, but does it look like they have property to us? Whatever. Why am I talking about this? Because I'm a video game commentator, that's why. It's written, that's why. The land of the gnomes banner bold comes not from its own land. It comes from dwarfdom, grim and old, made by a runesmith's hand. So now I tell from whence it came, the fire scepter great, and of the makers of the same, the tale I now relate. I, the scepter of fire, the scepter has a long, glorious and fearful history, like myself. Ha 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 ha. But I am not here to tell you how the jewel within it was obtained by Pipo the First, nor will I tell the story of Rubersal the First, King of Andersburg, by virtue of the scepter. I am here to tell you of its making, of its crafting, deep in the caverns of dwarfdom, and of the dwarves who made it, for they were great, they were. They are counted among the greatest of the heroes of ancient Knalaga. I actually have read that this... well, let's just say that this campaign may have some influences from the Battle for Wyrmsun. I won't go more into that for now, even though it's only a little bit that I know. Our story begins in a small... well, didn't it begin like 5 scenarios ago? That's... whatever. Apparently we now are in a different story. Who cares? It's a story within a story. It's those were side quests before. They should have maps and whatnot to sort of give an idea about what is happening and where and stuff. I couldn't really follow that much. Which clan I belonged to always. Now we have a Norland clan, apparently. Whatever that is. Our story begins in a small border outpost in the southern hills of Knalaga, with a young dwarf named Ragnar in charge of it. And with the gnomish king of Andersburg, Pipo the First, riding up the road from the Brown Hills with an army behind him. It seems like a... well, At least you should have some sort of four guards. Is that how it's called? I mean, people who go in front, march in front of the main bulk of the army to sort of give time maybe for the main group to get into positions and whatnot, so they can actually have good tactics even then when they are sort of surprised and do not whatnot. I haven't actually read about military theories that much. But I know there are such things as fore and rear whatevers. I don't remember what they were. I think they were guards. Or flank. No, not flanks. That's a different thing, I believe. Whatever! It doesn't matter! You can look that up yourself if you are interested in military history. Not even necessary history, but... Maybe nowadays they wouldn't really have those kinds of tactics. Because, you know, they have much superior intelligence and what? I mean, in the spies, not necessarily spies, but military intelligence. That's a thing that doesn't relate to your brain's intelligence. English has a lot of those words that have multiple meanings. I don't personally like that. Finnish is much better in this regard also. It's a pretty fantastic language, compared to many other natural ones. Of course, Lojban is even better. Yes, Lojban. Okay, let's get on with it. Our story begins in a small border outpost in the southern hills of Gnaga, with a young dwarf named Trogner in charge of it, and with the gnomish king of Andersberg, Piper I, riding up the road from the brown hills with an army behind him. Gnomes, halt! Who dares bring an army into the dwarven halls? We come to make a bargain with you. A bargain, eh? Well, I guess we could at least listen to what you've got to say. I mean, is there trusting for... Can we trust the gnomes? They are gnomes, the ones who tried to steal from our ancestors, yes, something like that. From our deceased. I guess we won't be racist here, and we'll we will not care. We will not think of punch you up with the same kinds of people. Okay, let's listen to you. Well, state your business and be done with it. And if we don't like what ye say, ye leave. Have you heard of the Ruby of Fire? Aye, your deceased king brought it from the west, right? Ye own it. Correct. However, we have a problem with it. What sort of a problem? The stone is very atypical. To cut and insert it would require more skill than my best craftsmen have. And what ye want us to do with this? Cut the stone and make an artifact of some kind. At least give us all your money. I want you to craft it into a mighty artifact that will embody the power of my will and be a symbol of the legitimacy of my rule. Why should we do this? Well, I think we can make a deal, but I'm not sure. I'll have to ask the tribal leaders. Okay then. If you are not authorized to make a deal, send out someone who is, and I will bargain with him. they should refuse. If they would refuse to come, ye must come into the caves and go to the city in person or send a representative. I can always take my offer to another tribe more friendly to its potential patrons. You are not the only smiths in these lands. Do we know how powerful the artifact would be that we are making? I mean... Is it just decoration? Probably not, because... this is a fantasy world. Well, artifacts always have power. Well, if you pay us handsomely, I guess we could. No, wait, let's talk business. How much will ye pay us to do this for ye? 5,000 pieces of silver. Is it... This is gold here. Are these pieces of gold, and I would expect them to be more valuable than just silver. Just silver. Precious metals, both of them. But still. Usually, I mean. It's that way around. So that doesn't actually sound like that much. Give us, say, 30,000 pieces of gold. Then we have a deal. You said you wanted a potent artifact, not a child's play toy. So, 20,000 minimum. The crafting of this will take us many years. You must pay us well. 10,000. No deal. Nothing between below 15. Then no deal. I'll gather my things and go to another dwarven clan now. Fine then. 10. You fool. The other dwarven clans wouldn't have accepted that offer either. What are you talking about? We know we had make the quality stuff here. The others can't do anything right. We are the heroes of this story.